Hey everybody, I know there's 3 people waiting, and here we go. Oh, trying to get this so the echo goes away. Homestead Aquarius. Hey Robert, how are you? Sherry B, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Let's give people a little bit of time. Hey David, I got your tea all packed up, ready to mail. I just haven't made it to the post office. And that, yeah, I've got this thing about not going to post offices, so I'm sorry. So Charlie, you can see him. I've got the camera angled so that you can see Charlie over here, I guess. I'm dyslexic. I don't know. The camera's got everything switched around. We are having interesting weather here in Georgia. How about y'all? It's like upper 40s at night, and then tomorrow night it's going to be like it's 48 right now, according to my little weather station on my desk. But tomorrow night's going down 26 degrees. So still don't want to set out my cold crops, which are up in the greenhouse. They're about this big. They're all ready to go in the ground. But what do y'all think? Should I wait till there's no freezing temperatures predicted for a week or 10 days? 40 was your high today, David. Want to get those in the ground, and I'm filming right now a new to me technique in germinating my pepper seeds. I've got about 35, 40 different varieties. I'm going to be starting on Sunday before I start the other 30 or 40 varieties that are a little less finicky. I'm doing the super hots first because they take longer to germinate. Yeah. So I'm focusing this year on my new peppers. Are going to be from the Middle East, and I've got a few from Asia and always the Caribbean and South America. Uh, so I spent today putting together my catalog of what I'm growing and what I'm offering this year. So I'm going to give everyone about 8 minutes to show up. So just chit chat while we wait before we get into tonight's topic, which is kind of serious and controversial. So don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me. And if this is your first time with us here at our Georgia Suburban Homestead, welcome. And please hit the subscribe button and make sure you comment on a couple of videos so that YouTube doesn't kick you back off. It does that if you've ever subscribed to a channel and then tried to go back and get back in there and found that you weren't subscribed, it's because you had not been commenting. So I think YouTube looks for 2 comments on 2 separate videos. I don't know if that's monthly or whatever, but if you find channels that you enjoy, even if you just say, hey, if you want to stay on that channel and actually get the video updates. Charlie, Robert wants to know if you've ever smacked my hand. I first read that smacked my head and said, no more, dear, you've had enough, too many peppers. Are you ignoring us, Charlie?
A happy wife is a happy life.
Did you all hear that? A happy wife is a happy life. Yeah. Puerto Rican black bean seeds. What's the difference between Puerto Rican black bean seeds and the Cherokee turtle seeds? Charlie, can you Google that? Puerto Rican black bean seeds. Oh Lord, someone's calling me. It's Muley. It's my friend from Eritrea in Africa. Hi, Muley. I can't talk. I'm live, and your voice is going out over the air.
Okay.
Say hi to everybody, Muley.
Okay.
Say hi to everyone.
Hello.
Are you still on the road?
Yeah, I text you. Can you check me little please? Can you answer me?
Okay, I'll when we go off the air, I'll send you a text, okay? Everything's okay, right?
Right, correct.
All right, night.
Okay.
Muley is a wonderful person. He and his wife Addie. Addie was on live with us a while back, just before the holidays. She's a clinical counseling counselor. She helps ADD children and children with on the spectrum. And if you remember that live broadcast, she spoke about how to handle the stress of the holidays. Yeah. They are from Puerto Rico, and cousin bought a farm there and wants to plant native species. I would say tell your cousin to look to the farmers. They have, farmers markets, and see if he can get some seed that's been produced right there in Puerto Rico. Those are recipes, honey. Let me Google real quick.
That's about all I can find.
David, they're called turtle beans. We plant something called Cherokee Trail of Tears beans, and that's pretty ubiquitous. The Puerto Rican black bean is a pole black bean, Charlie. All right, I found a source for you, David.
Etsy.
But this is sold out. I'm going to post the link for you, Dave. Butchie, welcome. Okay, that's the true Puerto Rican black bean. I would watch that website, David, to see when they're available again. I'm going to look at Etsy for you. Okay. Frijoles negros. Etsy, let's see, heirloom, eclipse, black bean, bush. Vanilla beans. Why they have listed vanilla beans on the black beans? Okay. Another suggestion, David, would be if they can find dried beans in the store, dried black beans in the store. Just take those and plant those, because those will be local. How's that for an idea? Nikki at the Everyday Life of an OCD Dish Chick. Your channel is as hard to say as mine, Nikki. Hey, Beltloop. You just called and left me a message. Did you? Your phone didn't ring. Did you dial the right number? I just had a call from a friend of ours who's a truck driver. He gets bored on the road and gives us a call every now and then. from Eritrea. He came out. I met him. His name is Muley. He came out as a customer, and I think he bought. What did he buy, Charlie? Either hot peppers or a citrus tree from us. Saw Charlie's bees. Wanted to learn bees. So Charlie was his mentor in beekeeping, and now he has one of our hives at his house, and we absolutely adore he and his wife and kids. Yeah, David says that he grows banana and yams and taro and ají dulce. I have like 3 or 4 kinds of ají dulce, David. It's not all one kind of pepper, evidently, but the Puerto Rican one's really pretty. They come in lavender, and then they turn to orange, and then they turn red. Very nice flavor. Okay, so I'm going to do a lot of lecturing, and if I get going too fast or I don't make sense, y'all say shut up and answer this question, okay? The topic of tonight is chicken eggs and gardening as civil disobedience. So we're really going to be talking about conspiracy theories and governmental movements that rob us of our rights and monopolies. Hold on. Hey, Bellu, can I call you when I'm off air? I'm usually on close to 2 hours. Is that going to be too late for you? I did send you an email for the shout out that we're going to do together. Y'all, I'm going to do a shout out with Beltloop on his channel. And what did we say we're going to do it? Sunday? Okay. Will do. Okay. So first thing, I'd like to ask everyone here if they know who said, "He who controls the food supply controls the people." Anybody recognize that phrase? He who controls the food supply controls the people. Who said that? And they're right. Oh. You thought the government was here to help. Well, that's what we designed it to do, but it's really become a game of power and money, hasn't it? Russia. I gotta write that down, Beltloop. I'm senile. That's this coming Sunday. I'm working at noon on Sunday. We'll talk. We'll talk on the time, Beltloop. I thought we were going to record it, but anyway. You're senile as well. I'm in good company then, huh? That was Henry Kissinger. Y'all remember old Henry? Don't particularly like him. Didn't like his politics. But he was right when he said, "He who controls the food supply controls the people." So, I'm going to ask you guys, are conspiracy theories always nuts? I'm going to give you a minute to respond to that. Are conspiracy theories always nuts? And who coined the phrase conspiracy theory? Do you know? That was Ronald Reagan. So are conspiracy theories always nutso? Boji says no. Beltloop says not necessarily. Most conspiracy theories are based in fact, and then someone picks it up and just blows it out of proportion. So there are a number of conspiracy theories. There's one going on and lighting up the internet right now is on chicken feed made by Purina or Tractor Supply is actually slowing chickens down, slowing them down in their laying. Charlie says, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. That's true, too. Yeah, Beltloop, some of those conspiracy theories are not really theories. We can prove them. So with that in mind, I'm going to hand this over to Charlie, and I'm going to go get my egg basket and show you what my chickens have been doing. Charlie, turn around and entertain them for a minute.
Oh, you poor folks. Yep. So, the whole concept of conspiracy theory is it's a conspiracy. Well, yeah, we've had lots of them. Sometimes it's called collaboration. Sometimes it's called, what's the term? Conspiracy. Seditious conspiracy is the term of law for, trying to overthrow the government as a group.
Just try not to get political. It's going to be political enough.
Well, I'm just trying to come up with other terms for a conspiracy.
Yeah.
And some of them are actually conspiracies.
Yeah. So, my basket here, I had reduced the pile because it was like all the way to the top to just about 4 eggs on Tuesday, and I boiled up the rest of them and took them to work. I work at the Home Depot part-time, and there's some people there that kind of struggle to make ends meet, so I'll bring in extra food. And just since Tuesday, and there are 9 eggs on the counter that I couldn't fit into here. I'm going to put this over here. Brucey, the garden cat, sleeping on my desk. Do not push that off my desk, Brucey, which he's known to do. Loop says, hi, Charlie. 9 watching and only 5 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Yeah, did you notice the different colors, Nikki? I don't know if that's going to come across on the camera. That's kind of blue. And we've got green, we've got pink. And I think my Muscovy duck laid that because that's kind of white. Duck eggs are wonderful. The Muscovy hasn't laid in almost a year because we picked her up and cut and trimmed her wings, and she says, hell no, you trim my wings, I'm not going to lay for you. Anyway, the conspiracy theory that's going on right now, and there have been quite a few YouTube providers that have put out theories that it's something that's going on with the feed that is being marketed by Purina and the Tractor Supply Company. Now, it's kind of funny that all these people are saying that the feed is shutting the chickens down and their chickens stop laying. I happen to have switched my girls over to that feed, the Purina. When was it? In August. And you see how my girls are doing. Now, they did go through a period where they didn't lay, but it was a period when we didn't have much sunlight and we were going through the wild temperature fluctuations. So I really, personally, I don't think it's what's in the feed or not in the feed. I think this is environmental, and it's probably a result of the climate change that we're seeing worldwide. Now, Charlie grew up on a farm. And Charlie, could you talk about your chickens? Did your chickens lay all winter? Because in our experience, since we've been married 40 years or so, is the chickens always take a break in the winter. So before the broadcast today, I did some research on things that impact egg production. And the number one thing that we looked at was, or the number one thing I found was the nutrition. Are your chickens getting good nutrition? And that doesn't just mean just give them feed, the pelleted feed. They need about 20 grams of protein to lay an egg. Now, chickens are omnivores, which means they eat everything. They eat meat, they eat vegetable, bugs. So they also need a lot of calcium, phosphorus, vitamin D, fat, and water. In fact, if they go a couple hours without water or access to water, they stop laying. And it can take them a week or two. So let's give a scenario. You've had freezing weather and the water froze. And they've gone a few hours without being able to drink any water. And then all of a sudden you notice you're not getting the egg production you're used to seeing. So think back to right before your chickens quit laying. And did you have some freezing weather? Did the water freeze? And did you neglect to either give them fresh water or to break the ice for them? Just you don't have to answer that. Just think about it. Chickens also, their egg production will waver as far as daylight or day length is concerned. And they prefer at least 16 hours of light and 8 hours of dark. So if your chickens are slowing down from the winter, think about providing them with a little bit of artificial light. Give them plenty of grains, fruits, vegetables, and insects. Now, I order 10 pounds of soldier fly larvae and 10 pounds of mealworms off of Amazon, and I mix them. And I'll go sit with the girls and give them bugs pretty routinely. And they, as you see, they're producing pretty well. They've been given the problematic Purina feed right now and scratch grains. So chickens stop laying eggs for a variety of reasons: light, stress, poor nutrition. Are they molting? How old are they? Our chickens quit laying at 5.5 to 6 years. So we've got a new batch of chickens right now. And some fun facts about keeping your eggs, just real quickly. And I'm going to look for comments here on, have I checked any boxes for you, those of you who have chickens that have slowed down with their laying? Has anything I've said kind of correlate with your birds? And if it does, please say so. If it doesn't, please say so. Then talk about your own experience while I talk about how to keep your eggs. Now, you notice some of my eggs have crap on them. See? I don't wash them. I just pick them up and put them in the basket, and then I'll wash them as I am about to use them. They will last 2 to 3 weeks unrefrigerated on the counter when they're unwashed, because of what's called the bloom, which is like a coating that they get covered with when they come out of the chicken. And if you're experiencing an egg boom, which we are right now, it's smart to refrigerate because it'll last weeks. Hey, hands in the dirt, Stacy. Yes, Garden Warrior, we were just saying that. What part of the country are you in? What part of the world are you in? Yeah. Okay, I have marked in my notes here, not true. Chickens are busy sleeping at night and they will not wake up to lay an egg, but gather the strength and energy they need to lay eggs first thing in the morning. With an average production cycle of 26 hours, you can see that your hen will not lay at the exact time from one day to the next. My chickens are late producers. They don't produce in the morning. They lay their eggs after lunch. So, routinely. Yeah, if you go in there before noon, there are no eggs. If you go in anywhere from 1 to 3 o'clock, that's when the eggs will start appearing. Oh, I gotta back up. Okay, 99%. I don't understand what that was a lie. Gardening Warrior, how are we on the topic of gays and children at drag shows? Those are topics I really prefer we not go into.
Private chat, I assume.
Gardening Warriors in the Pacific Northwest with third-generation Florida native, and family has raised chickens for years. So Florida's a little different. You don't get the severe weather. But what is your experience with the cycle of egg laying? I didn't see that. I didn't see David say that. Okay, David. Shame on you. Stop. So, come on, everyone, speak up that you've got chickens. Have they slowed down in the winter? And what part of the country are you in? Are you where the winters are more severe? Florida, I'm trying to remember. We had chickens in Florida, Charlie. We didn't notice any type of seasonal slowdown, did we? In Florida, but we did when we lived in Alabama.
No.
But the sudden really cold weather that we had really put a kibosh on the egg laying around here just for a couple of weeks. And now look, this is what, Thursday? And we've got all these eggs just since Tuesday. Tuesday's when I boiled everything up. According to the little factoids I looked up for everyone, that chicken eggs can be left in the coop for up to 5 weeks without spoiling. Okay. Gardening Warrior says his sister or her sister, I don't know if you're a man or woman, I'm sorry, raised chickens when they lived in Idaho. In Florida, we never had the slowdown because we're in Central Florida and North Florida. Yeah, we have property in Alachua County. Sure, Stacy. Yeah, I've got an eye on a Tractor Supply for when their chicks come in. We lost 2 of my older birds this winter, and there are 2 that I could call it winding down. You can tell by the way they're acting that they're kind of on their last legs. So I'll be getting 4 new chicks this year probably. And okay, so Sherry B says she's in Georgia and they did stop and change the food and they're all better now. What was the time frame, Sherry? When did they stop and when did you change? How long ago did you change the feed? Yeah, Gardening Warrior, that's why I'm talking about, there's people claiming it's a certain type of feed, and the type of feed that they're claiming is causing the slowdown is what I feed. I feed the Purina, what is it, the brand that Senior Moment. It's the one that's on the YouTube channels that they're saying don't feed because it's slowing the eggs. It's exactly what I feed, and then I do Tractor Supply Scratch. Oh, Bougie, I think chickens on the balcony would be cool. Time for you to get your cluck on. Am I having problems? In what reference? Being scatterbrained? Yeah. But no, I haven't had any problems with the chickens. They slowed down right around the time that the temperatures crashed real low here. It's like it was too cold to push one out. But now that it's warming back up, there, as you see, this is since Tuesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in 3 days. Look. And I've got 7 chickens that are laying. Change after the conspiracy. That's interesting. Get your cluck on, yeah. So what are you feeding now, and what part of Georgia are you in, Sherry? Just out of curiosity. So I think it's interesting that some people are having continued problems. And we did for a few weeks, right around when we had so much rain, we didn't really have much daylight, and it went down to -7 degrees here. The girls, all they wanted to do is stay warm. They didn't want to, use up their energy laying eggs. That is a lot of eggs, Stacy, and I'm noticing certain breeds of chickens produce better. And when we went to get our chickens, we moved here in 2014. I got all fancy and did research on what breeds of chickens are supposed to give us a larger amount of eggs. And one of them was the Sussex from England, which like to lay through the winter. They're supposed to give you 250 eggs per chicken per year. And in 4 or 5 years, I'm lucky to have gotten a couple of dozen out of those girls. They just ate and got fat. This year, I got Americana chickens, the Easter egg chickens, and they lay every day. And what else do I have out there? This is my first time, and I never say the name of the chicken right. And when Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening hears this, she's going to laugh because she's always correcting me. Orphan chickens. I've got lavender orphan, and I think they're laying. I've got 3 of them laying every other day. They're laying these nice medium-sized pink eggs. But I've got a white Americana that does these green eggs. And I've got one that's cinnamon colored that gives me blue eggs. And the other 2 Americanas giving me pink eggs. So, hey Deborah, how you doing? So I'm going to go back up to my notes here. So, are conspiracy theories always nuts? I don't know. I'm not blaming the feed. I'm really not blaming the feed for the egg slowdown. I think that it's a combination of weather and daylight and maybe the wrong balance of feed. So are you feeding your chickens? If your chickens stop, are you feeding them natural foods at all? Or are you relying just on grains? So back to the comment, he who controls the food supply controls the people. And of course, some of these conspiracies say, between the chicken farms that have burned and the feed, trying to make a connection with the feed and the slowdown, that corporations are trying to control our access to eggs. And I think it's more complicated than that, and it's not intentional. It's more environmental and supply chain, and the fact that we're not getting the grains we usually get out of the Ukraine, which is like the breadbasket of the world, because of the war. So, you know, we live in like a big pond, this planet, and then when you throw a rock into the center, those concentric circles that go out, you're impacted by things that happen in places you've never heard of, in ways that you never imagined. And the war in Ukraine, I think, is bringing that home. Between the pandemic and the war, we're feeling the impact for all that. But one of the things that does impact our ability to feed ourselves are, I don't want to say governmental movements, but in a way it is. It's also monopolies, because monopolies take away our choices. So what do I mean by monopolies? There are a couple of different examples I'd like to give you. HOAs are a monopoly of sorts, and they're a government of sorts, because they dictate what companies we must use to keep our properties up to some sort of artificial standard that usually hurt the environment. And so how does this apply to gardening? For example, city and county ordinances that try to dictate what we can grow and where. How many of you guys have heard about the fight going on across the country on people's rights to grow vegetables, period, but especially in their front yards? Have y'all heard that? Hey, Dark Lord. You had not heard what? That people are being controlled on what they can grow, Belt Loop? Very much so. Yeah, Doc Lord, the deer are part of the conspiracy, right? And I agree, Nikki. We should be able to grow whatever we want on our own property, but we're not. An example that impacted us is I put a trellis up along the walkway in my mother's condominium and planted snap peas to go up, and they're pretty. You know, the pea blossoms are beautiful, and then she could eat the pods that formed. And the HOA came and tore everything out, saying, A, they don't allow vines, and B, they don't allow food to be grown in the condominium complex. So that's an example of an HOA trying to control you. Here in Gwinnett County, there are some ordinances against, back to chickens, you can't have roosters. So this kind of plays into the conspiracy that the government's trying to control our access to food, because without roosters, you can't make more chickens, right? And you don't need a rooster for a chicken to lay an egg. They'll lay eggs without, we don't have roosters here on the property because our neighbors turned us in when we did have a rooster. But that's another example of government getting in your business. And this is not an HOA neighborhood. I will never live in one again. Hey, Brampton, welcome, welcome. Then we have large companies that are buying up seed suppliers. They buy farmers' land. They're suing farmers for not using their seed, their products. Can anyone name that company that's famous for that? For suing a next door, they buy someone's farm, and then the farm next door still trying to use their seed sources and whatever. And when this evil entity company seeds their fields and some of it drifts over to the other person's property, they'll go in and they'll sue that farmer for having their product on their land without. Oh, Sherry got it right. Yes. So one of the things that Monsanto has done is they're trying to, and it's not just Monsanto, a couple of the other large companies are doing this as well. They're trying to control what seeds we have access to. And if you're wondering what seed companies they actually, what seed companies Monsanto has bought, I'm going to post this, and y'all can click on this real quick. I want you to look at this list of companies that are subsidiaries of Monsanto. And then ask yourself, do you buy seed from any of these people? I'll give you a minute to look at that. I love bad words, Robert, don't you? Yeah, talking about seed swaps, I'm giving you a little bit of time to, I know you can hear me while you Google other things. Indiana Backyard Gardener is having a seed swap, and go ahead and look her up and do some seed swapping. I have 2 Facebook pages, or 3 Facebook pages that have to do with seed swapping. One is dedicated to peppers. It's called Pepperhead Seed Exchange, and then I've got a Tomato Heads, and then just a plain seed exchange. Because if you're like me, you end up ordering too much seed, and you've got boxes of seed laying around. Hey, Annie's Kitchen, welcome. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up as you come in. And if you're new to the channel, welcome in, and please go ahead and subscribe. We are kind of touching on controversy tonight, and as long as we keep it civil, I think we'll all learn something. Where are you going, Robert? Hey, Mike. Robert, I'm going to be part of a broadcast with Belt Loop. We're going to be doing a shout out, and I am going to feature your channel. So tune in to Belt Loop and find out when he's going to publish that. I think he said noon on Sunday. I think we're going to get together on Friday and pre-record it. So that's just giving you a heads up. Very good, Dark Lord. So where was I? By now, some of you have had the chance to go ahead and hit that link. You see any companies there that you actually have bought seed from? There's another article I want to call your attention to, and let me see. Here's an article on the war on home gardeners. And Beltloop was saying he wasn't aware that this is a thing. But back when I was working as a journalist, I was down in the Miami area, and I actually wrote about this particular case, where a family who had been growing vegetables in their front yard, and there's the link right there. They've been growing their vegetables in the front yard for about 15 years, and then they got a new, it was in Miami Gardens, and they got some new council people elected who were what my husband likes to call city folk, that think that everything should be just so. They're like HOA-minded people who told them that they had to rip their gardens out, and they had to go to war, basically, to be able to keep their gardens. In the same time, I think it was 2016 or 2009, 2009. But they were all across the country. There were county and city councils that were going after people who were growing their own food, not only in their backyard, but in their front yard. And then you've got Monsanto on the other side trying to limit your access to seed. So when does your gardening become an act of civil disobedience? It becomes one when you start attending council meetings and speaking out against the controls we're putting down on you. It becomes planting heirloom seeds. Hey, Adrian, Indiana Backyard Gardener, I just mentioned your seed swap. If you could put a link up to talk about that. How did you get rid of your HOA? I mean, we need to really get rid of HOAs. Yeah. Okay, where was I? So, another concern of these large companies buying up the seed, especially the large companies who are into genetically modified seed, and they control what's available to us, which impacts our biodiversity. Because anyone in here know what biodiversity means when you apply it to the garden and the environment? And why is biodiversity important? And why is biodiversity better than monoculture? What is monoculture? Monoculture is planting one type of crop over and over again in a field, or lumps of one type of vegetable in your garden. Well, that's good. I'm proud of you, Dark Lord, getting rid of that. Okay. I'm just going to give you an example of the damage that Monsanto has done worldwide. In the Middle East, they basically replaced all the native wheat crops or grain crops with their seeds that were Roundup ready, so that when the access to the original grain crops ceased to exist in the Middle East, we had an increase in celiac disease. And there are some people in the medical field who are linking celiac disease not to the grain, but to the genetically modified grains. Our bodies see this and they don't know what to do with it. It's not a natural form. Okay. Indiana Backyard Gardener is saying biodiversity is the natural world around us and the variety of all of the different kinds of organisms, the plants, animals, insects, microorganisms that live on our planet. And we're all part of a puzzle, aren't we, Adrian? That we all need to work together, and that includes insects and good insects and insects you don't want around. There's no such thing as a bad insect. Everything has a purpose. So when Monsanto went into India, they had the people in India had systems of seed saving and seed trading and crop rotation that go back thousands of years. So enter Monsanto, who all of a sudden convinces the farmers that they need to plant the Monsanto-based seed, the GM seed, and basically made it illegal for them to collect their own seeds or grow their crops that have been doing it for generations. And as is true with most monocultures, or when you have not as much biodiversity around you and the types of plants and killing off the beneficial insects when you kill off the pests, the farmers were having crop failures, and with the crop failure, they went into debt with Monsanto, and so Monsanto would take their farms, and it has caused a huge upsurge in suicides. Let me get that statistic for you. In the past 20 years, Monsanto has been accused of contributing to more than 290,000 suicides, of farmer suicides in India, because of the situation set up going to monoculture and GM seeds. I I'm going to cut and paste this from an article, and then I'll give you the link. Monsanto controls more than 27% of the proprietary seed market worldwide. Check that out. I want a hug, Homestead. Robert, I want to hug Nikki too. When you have time, click on this and save it. Save this link. And, I mean, what else do you expect from the company that gave us Agent Orange, right? Here's something that ought to scare you. I hope this is not over 200 characters. I hate the limit here to 246. Let's see. Um, 219. Hold on. I'm gonna shave 6 more words off of this. There we go. Read that paragraph I just posted. Monsanto, the largest supplier of GMO seed traits, acquired more than a dozen smaller companies and now controls 60% of corn and 62.5% of soybean seeds in the USA. I've got articles talking about, is it illegal to garden? And there's an article published by Civil Eats in 2016 that talks about there are only 2 states in this country that make it legal for us to have backyard gardens. Only 2 states. And without the legislation making it legal for us to garden, then there's a potential there for your county, your city, your state to make it illegal for us to grow our own food. I'm going to give you that link. So hopefully you can go back on a replay and capture these links and click on them and read this. Now, when someone says back, Dark Lord, I want to say front. Oh, we lost some people. Too heavy a conversation. Here's an interesting fact. Watch it be more than 200 characters. How many people in here really like Jimmy Carter? The only caveat to what Jimmy Carter did here is he did not make it legal to sell your home brews. So we can thank Jimmy Carter for the home brewing revolution. Here's another horror story out of Oklahoma. You're sorting seed, huh? I did that today. I like Jimmy too. Jimmy's something else. Here's another way that the county or the city can come in and tear out your vegetable plants. Look and see if your area has a code that talks about how tall your plants can be in your front yard. And if they're higher than 12 inches, then and you have a neighbor who wants to cause trouble, they can call. And and they come and they pull your vegetables up. So no tomatoes, no peppers. Am I boring? Is this boring, or does it have you guys scratching your head? In 2011, in Oak Park, Michigan, a woman was threatened with more than 3 months in jail for keeping a beautiful, well-manicured edible garden in her front yard. Yeah, I know, Stacy. Something tells me that people have a little bit of problem if they tried doing that to you, huh? I've got a lot of examples here. I'm just scrolling through, so I'm sorry for the moments of silence. Adrienne says that she would never live where someone tells me what they're going to do on my property. The problem is, like with the Miami Gardens couple who had been growing their food in their front yard for 15 years, the makeup of their county commission or their city commission changed. And when the new commissioners came in, they made these ordinances and they changed code, which made it illegal or against the city ordinance to grow vegetables in your front yard. And code enforcement showed up. They were pulling up plants. It was a terrible fight these people had. And it took them years and thousands of dollars. They eventually won their case, but not before their gardens were destroyed. If anyone here is faced with this, if the makeup of the commissions change, first of all, you need to pay attention to what's going on in your commission meetings, because these people will sneak in on you and make these changes. If you have trouble, there are attorneys out there that sometimes are provided free of charge to help you fight these things. And I believe, and I may be wrong, but I believe it's through the Sierra Club. So if you have local chapters of the Sierra Club, may I suggest that you support them. In 2013, Miami Shores finally amended. Oh, that was in 2013 that they prohibited. Mind up missing. Will they become compost, Adrienne? Let's see. Get a load of what they did to these people, Miami Shores. Days after the city passed the ordinance in 2013, code enforcement officers showed up at their home and ordered them to rip up their garden or face $50 a day fines. Yes, Dark Lord, hungry pigs eat everything. Yes, they do. Do not fall down in the pig pen. Blood meal and bone meal. Charlie. David, the good says compost your enemies. Oh, Lord, I don't know if I have enough room for all my enemies. Let's see. I'm scrolling. All right. The argument that they will use against our gardens is they want to prohibit nuisances from showing up, like wildlife. Our yard here is federally designated wildlife habitat, which leads me to another point. Read that. I'm giving you some links you can go back and read later. Here's an article on how to grow food in your front yard if it's illegal. This is where we're really getting into civil disobedience. Beware the food police. It would nationalize farming, destroy organics, even attack your private garden. There was a bill in front of Congress. It was known as H.R. 875. It was in 2009. I tried to find reference to it to see whatever happened to that bill. If someone's better at Googling than I am, there's that mention of it. So now we're going to go back to talking a little bit about biodiversity and the fact that when we plant a variety of plants in our yard, the garden is healthier, we're healthier, the earth is healthier. There is a book. How many of you read? How many of you are apt to read if I suggest a really good book? This book, if you read it, may just change your whole approach to gardening and to what your yard looks like. It's called The Humane Gardener. And in it, it's a humane gardener in nurturing a backyard habitat for wildlife. It was written by Nancy Lawson. But she explains why we need to not rake our leaves from under our trees, not to cut down tall grasses that maybe form tubes in the winter, and start to see them as things of beauty instead of ugly landscape, because they are nurturing insects and beneficial animals that eat the less than beneficial bugs and things that, such as lizards. Lizards overwinter in the leaf litter. The mold and the mycorrhizae that will grow in the leaf litter nurtures your garden, nurtures your soil. You know, there's a reason that the leaves fall from the trees and land at the base of the trees, where they turn back into soil and nurture what grows under the trees. Dark Lord, there's a vignette in here where she interviews a gardener, a person I actually know in Florida. So she talks about how some people get turned on to this type of gardening and or approach to life, and they actually talk about how their health improved and the health of their animals and their yards improved. It's really, it is worth. I'm going to hold it a little bit more if people want to see that. Amazon's selling it. It's not expensive. In fact, I'll go look. Let's see. How much it's selling for now. $15. $15, y'all. Here's the link. Oh, 237 characters is not going to let me post the link. So take my word for it. It's on Amazon, $15. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about what I've been saying. What do y'all think about what we've shared tonight? And then let's have a little bit of a discussion, and then we can have our drawing. I'm going to share seed that I saved from my garden, mostly peppers here. I do have some milkweed that I'll share. Yeah, Charlie just suggested the regenerative grower's guide to garden amendments, using locally sourced materials to make mineral and biological extracts and ferments. Guerrilla gardening, yes. There's a TED's lecture on YouTube called Guerrilla Gardening. It's worth watching. So let's talk about it. What have you learned that surprised you? Do you want to challenge me on anything? I don't mind criticism. As long as you don't talk about how fat I am, my mother dresses me funny, I'm okay. Integrated pest management was here before we ever discovered it. You think? Yeah. Hey, Brown. Welcome, by the way. Are you new? Charlie, bio-integrated farm. What else do you have, Charlie? We're book collectors, y'all. Yeah. Deborah says, stop that. He's bringing another one. What's that? The Resilient Farm and Homestead by Ben Falk. Nikki, you're missing out on a whole stack of books you're going to be purchasing. Look at this. I'm trying, Stacy. I'd like to get more than a dozen people in here for these lives. Dr. Elaine Ingham. No, I don't recognize the name. Do I need to Google her real quick? Why is she special to you? An American microbiologist and soy biology researcher and founder of Soil Food Web Inc. Leader in microbiology and research in soil food. Yeah. Is she a good read? Just keep going, says Nikki. What you cooking, Mike? I haven't had dinner yet. So what have you learned from her, Adrian, that you can share with us? There are YouTube videos. I'll have to look them up, Stacy. I tell people that come here for tours of my garden that everything they see on my property either feeds us, feeds the pollinators, or I make medicine from. So everything on the property has a very specific purpose. Uh-oh. The farm as the ecosystem. You see, he's been reading it and putting tabs. Roasting chicken, turnip greens, and hocks. Goat hocks? Let's see. The Regenerative Grower's Guide to Garden Amendments. Using locally sourced materials to make mineral and biological extracts. Charlie's big on fermenting. So we always have a good crop of what do you call them, Charlie? Fruit flies in our kitchen. Yeah, I know, Dark Lord. You're gonna get your notepad out. Take notes on these. Yeah, I can see A. Brown sitting there with a stack of books next to her bed. Thank you, Nikki. Nikki, my goal is to be more like you and Stacy and actually be fun, because your broadcasts are so much fun, and I'm so serious and intense. Mike, did you email me for the teaser? I told you I was going to share something with you. Actually, I'll tell you what I wanted to say, because I forgot to answer you. I did get your email. I have all these dried peppers of the weird and wondrous peppers I grew last year, and I want to come up with some meat rubs and seasoning combinations. But I'm looking for 3 people who grill out or enjoy cooking that will agree to try one of my concoctions and rate it. Like 1 to 10, was it good? What was it not good on? What did you use it on? And I was going to invite you to be one of the people who do that, and it would come on a live broadcast. Garden Alchemy, and okay, here comes another book. That's going to be, you're just going to get the bottom of it there. See? 80 recipes and concoctions for organic fertilizers, plant elixirs, potting mixes, pest deterrents, and more. Would you do that, Mike? Yeah, I still have to grind them up and then put the combinations together, and I'll put you on the list. I'm looking for 2 more people who want to participate in this. Jimmy Carter is still alive. He's older than Methuselah. He still shows up to his Habitat for Humanity house builds with a hammer in his hand. He beat brain cancer. He was diagnosed with brain cancer a few years ago, and now he seems to be doing okay. Oh, you're not going to do a live, Mike? Why not? You do videos. I don't know. Let me Google. How old is Jimmy Carter? 98 years old. That's pretty amazing, huh? Okay, I guess we'd have to play your... that means I'd have to figure out how to play your video, Mike. Garden Alchemy is free on Kindle. Cool. Hey, Gail. That's not really Peter Stasinski. That's Gail Stasinski. She's a real-life friend. We used to do Friday cook-alongs. 1 week she'd cook, the next week I'd cook, when we both lived in Coral Springs, Florida. You're not shy. Come on, Mike. Nikki, laughter, being able to give people joy and make them laugh is a sign of intelligence. You've got to be quick on your feet and have the right personality. And I've always been intense. I got written up at work when I was working for Forum Publishing, which was owned by the Chicago Tribune. HR actually wrote me up because I didn't smile enough. Twice. His wife is still alive, isn't she, Adrian? Who are haters? Who are the haters? Yeah, I guess being a peanut farmer is good for your health. Oh, HR, yeah. Yeah, I've been disciplined at work for not smiling enough. You know, I'm dealing with blood and gore and mayhem and crime and reporting these stories and editing stories and laying out newspapers, all having to do with the things that newspapers deal with. and they want me to smile while doing it. Guess who died today? They were chopped into little bits and drugged down the street. Yeah, news at 11. So Nikki, you got to lighten me up. Yeah, Doc Lord. Crazy. Okay. Let's see. I have been on 74 minutes. So is everyone ready for some drawings? Bless their heart. I tell you, reporters, we're a weird bunch. But I think you all know that. The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Morale improved.
I love a good giveaway. Okay, these are seeds from my garden and my feeble attempt to seed collect. Now, what I did was I did some seed isolation. If you go back into my video library, you'll see the tool, Toule, tents I made over the pepper patch where I tried to grow one of each pepper that I thought was interesting. And yeah, seeds. But I can't guarantee you that it didn't cross-pollinate. So if you win seeds from me tonight and the pepper or whatever comes out not quite if you Google for the picture what they're supposed to look like, just let us know and say, Lisa, you need to improve your seed isolation techniques, okay? Okay, so should I do this by a trivia question? How should we do this? Trivia, or just if I give you the name of the seed, do the random number thing? I wish someone would teach me how to use that stupid wheel. No opinions? The pepper becomes a mushroom. Yeah, we had Nikki. Did you see the video we did this week on the green beans with the shiitakes we picked out of the backyard this week? Tulle, right? They like the random number. It takes less time, huh? Yeah, I did. And my Muslim friends would get on to me saying it's not halal because I use wine to cook in. But you know the science, the alcohol cooks off, right? So it should be okay, my Muslim friends who are watching. So don't shake your finger at me. But we had a huge mushroom bloom over the weekend with all the rain we're getting. All right. How many people who have African heritage are here that would like to grow a West African pepper that I actually had to get a special permit and import the seed for? Of course, you don't have to have African heritage to win it, but if that perks your interest. Me. Dark Lord, most of the mushrooms that are grown, the button mushrooms for salad bars, come out of Pennsylvania. Okay, so I am going to tell you what the name of this is. It's called cheeky peppers. And the country that they are associated with is Ghana. Okay? Yeah, 20 degrees, that's pretty. 20 below. Where are you again? Do I need to send some seeds to every black person here? If there's not too many of you, I can do that. Northern Nevada. Yes, you've got mushroom clubs in your area. There are mushroom growers in Reno. Oh, morel mushrooms and chanterelles. Oh, everyone likes morels. I think they look like bumpy penises, but I didn't say that on live, did I? Yes, I did. Here, here's information on mushroom growing in Nevada. Peter. Okay. So, questions on the cheeky. The cheeky mushrooms are a relative of the habanero. Some people call them West African habaneros, but they're only like that big. And I grew a bunch of them thinking that I would pick them and take them to African grocery stores. We've got quite a few grocery stores that cater to people from Africa, different parts of Africa, here in my area. So I let them mature into a beautiful red. I tried eating one and almost passed out. Whew. And so I brought them to this market, and the lady behind the counter, when I showed her what I had, her eyes got like that big. She goes, "Where did you get those?" And I said, "Well, I'm growing them. I'd like to supply the grocery store with, fresh peppers." And she says, "Mommy, that's really nice, but we use them when they're green." So if you get these seeds, pick them when they're green and look up West African or Ghanaian recipes, because this is a staple pepper for them. But they use it all over West Africa. Each country has its own name for it, but they're best known in Ghana. So let me get my trusty notepad here. And if you win, you need to send me an email. And if your email comes to me in a different name than what your chat name is, please let me know who you are in chat and let me know what you won and include your mailing address, okay? Bumpy Johnson, you just know. Yeah, I'm bad, Stacy. I really am bad, but you know that. Okay, shout out to Ghana, west of Africa. So if you want a chance at cheeky peppers, type in cheeky. Indiana. You write a list would you send me? But Christian Louboutin Red. What's that? Oh. Hey, Suzanne. Cheeky. Just two cheekies. Come on, it's 9:22 according to my computer. We'll do this to 9:24. Cheeky. Come on, cheeky. Stacy, you don't want a chance at cheeky? One more minute and I'm going to do a count. Isn't that funny? Why would they call it cheeky? Cheeky? The African name is something I can't pronounce. I'll look it up while y'all are deciding whether you want cheeky peppers. Here's something I wish I had read before I let them all mature. Yes. If you're looking for seed, you can also look for them under this name. How do you say this? Pacapochito? Oh, I tell you what, Stacy, I tried them and, I just about passed. I literally got dizzy. Kapak Pakaposhito. Who's good with the African languages? Oh, God. Yeah, okay. Oh, I let it go too long. Okay, so competing for Cheeky is over. Let me... We be adults. You think I'm an adult, Gail? Okay. Someone help me count. Count the Cheekies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 people? You see 5? Okay, Mr. Charlie, that's Angel Cat. She likes to sit on his chest. Pick a random number 1 to 5, babe.
3.
He says 3. I knew he was going to choose 3. So y'all help me find person 3. I wonder if they call it cheeky because it makes your cheeks burn when it comes out. Let's see. Peter North, I'm just seeing your comment on Billy's beer. Okay. Where did it start? One, two, three. Suzanne Golay? Is that how you say it? You know, I might be able to share these with quite a few people. There are only 18 people here. How many people are here of African descent that would like to try to grow these? I mean, seriously, it is Black History Month, and I can do that as long as I don't run out of seed. I've got to keep enough to replant. Oh, Nikki, you said that too fast, hon. If you're of African descent and you want to try some Ghanaian cheeky peppers and you can they're really hot, go ahead and send me an email with your mailing address, and we'll celebrate Black History Month together. How's that? Don't all people originate from Africa? That's a theory, David. But you know what? The people who are working on the Human Genome Project have discovered that no, there are humans, 3 basic genotypes. And we Western Europeans are from Neanderthals who weren't really human. But we could cross with real human Homo sapiens. And that's how you got people like me. Okay. Alien heritage. It's great, close to black. Charlie's actually has very strong heritage, Native American heritage. We all win. I can't do everybody. But seriously, if you're of African heritage and you want to celebrate Suzanne Golay, you need to send me an email. It's rolling across the bottom of the screen here. I'll type it into chat so you can cut and paste maybe. You're a world mutt. Yeah. I think you can see the Neanderthal in me, can't you? Watch how you answer that. Okay. All right. So cheeky. All right. These are you know what? My writing has rubbed off some of these bags. All it says is ahi, but I grow like 11 kinds of ahi peppers. I don't know what it is. That's a mystery one. We'll set that to the side. Oh, I do a lot of Indian cooking, and there's a long cayenne pepper from India that has exceptional flavor, and it was one of the most vigorously producing cayenne pepper plants I've seen. Use them green, use them red, but it's a cayenne long. Bushy says that's a vampire. Adrian is Irish, Norwegian, Black, and Native American. That's a great combination. Miss Brown, African American History Month is the whole month. Whole month of February. Whoever wants cayenne, type in India. It is 9:31. Let's do this to 9:33. Type in India if you want to try these extra long cayenne. The bush is pretty tall too. Well, just under 3 feet. Man, it'll be covered in peppers. India. Got another minute. If you want to try my cayenne pepper, wouldn't it be funny if that crossed with something like a scorpion? No, it wouldn't. That'd be too hot. Are we done? Last call for anyone who wants to try the cayenne from my garden. Musha, do you like historical things? We just watched, what was the name of that series? The Netflix series? The Ottomans. And it talks about Mehmed
versus Vlad.
Mehmed II going into Romania and fighting Vlad the Impaler, who is Count Dracula. It's season 2 of The Ottomans on Netflix. You actually see the history of the actual Count Dracula. No garlic in it. All right, so I'm going to count India's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Charlie, number between 1 and 7.
4.
4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Adrian. Adrian, I've got your address, but if you want to remind me, because you know how senile I am, that, hey, Lisa, I won cayenne and I have African descent, so I want cheeky too. All right. So those in here who are of African descent, do you know what part of Africa your folks came from? The guy who called me at the beginning of the broadcast is from East Africa and Eritrea. Is that how to say it? Eritrea, which is kind of sort of the same as Ethiopia, but different. But they're right there together on the coast of East Africa. And this is a pepper that is used in dried and combined with other spices, that is used in a spice mix that is kind of essential to most of their cooking, and it's called berbere, Berbere. I put that stuff on everything. I love berbere. So last year I decided for the first time that I would import these seeds from East Africa. It kind of looks like a long, thinner jalapeno, but they're chocolate brown, and the flavor is amazing. Anyway, if you want a chance at the berbere from East Africa, and this is great in collard greens. I make a recipe. Did I do a video on my Ethiopian collard greens, Charlie? I don't think I did. I'll have to do that and show you all how to make the Ethiopian collard greens. No meat in it. The collard greens that the African slaves brought with them when they were forced into slavery, their traditional foods, they don't put meat in their collard greens. That was a slave thing here at the United States, because the slave masters, the only food that they would give, the meat protein they would give to the slaves was pig discards. And so what do? You boil it with stuff, right, to get what you need out of the meat, and that's how you got ham hocks in your collard greens. But the original African recipes for collard greens use berbere. So let's see how much you all have listened to my prattle about that. You type in berbere, Berbere, and I'll send you some berbere seeds. Very easy to grow, very, very prolific, and the flavor is amazing. It is $9.37. I'll give it to $9.39 if you want berbere. And I guess I should do a video on those collard greens, shouldn't I? Y'all want me to do a video? Berbere. I'll look up the shoe on them. That's 50,000 on the Scoville heat unit scale. And the Cheeky was a 70,000 shoe. Adrian wants them all. Oh. I scream, you scream, we all scream for berbere. Oh. All right. You knew a group of cab drivers from where, Adrian? Okay. When do we start the berbere? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Charlie, number from 1 to 8. You know, we need a dice to roll dice.
I looked up random number generator on Google. And
a random number generators? Okay, yeah. So what
is what it came up with.
6?
Yeah.
Number 6.
Yeah, if you just Google random number generator, it comes up with one.
Well, you're here to help, so help me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suzanne! Suzanne won the berbere too. Generate another number. I'm going to send Suzanne her Burberry, but I want to give someone else a chance to win too.
3.
3. David Gray. Again, if you want peppers, please let me know in an email because you know I'm senile. Okay, now we have an actual random number generator. Charlie's going to be driving over there. All right. All right, this is an interesting pepper. South American or Puerto Rican. It's called ají dulce, which in Spanish means sweet. The ají peppers, AJI, all come from South America or the Caribbean. Some of the ají peppers do have a kick to them, but this one, the ají dulce, doesn't really have any heat. It is used in traditional Puerto Rican sofrito, and you can look up recipes online of the sofrito. I have found that there's several different kinds of ají dulce. They're red, yellow, green, and then there was this type that I grew last year that was bigger because the others are like that big. This one's like this big, looks like a little disc. And it starts out green with lavender on the top, and then it changes colors. Are these the ones in the jelly? Adrienne asks. I sent her jelly. Did you try it? I think it was the ají cherapita is the one I made the pepper jelly out of, Adrienne. Is it delicious? That is one of the most expensive peppers in the world, the ají cherapita. Let me show you how much that is. And to answer your question, Adrienne, no, this is not the ají cherapita. Y'all take a look at this price. And yes, I grew them this year. I've got a bunch dried. I could probably harvest some seed for some. If you all think, do you think if I put the peppers in the air dryer, the dehydrator, will the seeds still be viable? Yeah, I've got a bunch of it. I'm going to be grinding it up for powder. Yeah. But and that's what I sent as a Christmas present to Adrienne, and I made pepper jelly. And she says it's delicious. I haven't tried it yet, Adrienne. It took me a couple of days to dry them because I dried the whole pepper, Dark Lord. Do you think they're still good? I dried them at 120 degrees. So I don't know if they're viable. Okay, she says they're not. Yeah, they're. I have a restaurant grade dehydrator. It's a 10 rack dehydrator. I did most of my drying in. The peppers that I did the seed in were dried in a basket on my dining table. So, but back to the ají dulce. They are used in sofrito. There's really not much heat, but it's got that tropical ambiance to them. So if you want a chance at ají dulce, type in dulce, DULCE, and it's $9.44. I'll give you to $9.46. Type in Dulce. I'm going to see if I have any Cherapita seed to share. Honey, could you open that for me?
You know what?
Can you open that box? This is one of the Dulces, chachucha. It's really good. Got a bunch of that seed. Aha. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packets of ahi cherapita. So I'll go ahead and let's raffle one of those off in a second. Tony's not here tonight. He's our pepper freak. Stacy, you leaving? You don't want any of these seeds, huh? Thanks for stopping by, Stacy. Hands in the dirt. Y'all need to check Stacy out on Wednesday night. He runs a Wind Down Wednesday, WINE, Wind Down. That's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, everyone's done putting Dulce. Let me see. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Peter, is that your entry? You want to be counted? Or number 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8. Charlie, what's your random number per thing do?
7.
7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nikki, ahi dulce? That's a Peter North. Is that your entry, or if it's not, because it'll impact who wins this? It's going to be either Nikki or Adrian. Don't go to bed yet. Okay, I'm gonna count Peter. What do you all say? So that means Nikki gets the ahi dulce. Oh, you're racking it up tonight, Nikki. Y'all share my chats, will you? So let's get help me build this channel. Okay. Now that real expensive pepper. What should I make you do to get this one?
Name the
Pat
3
your head and-
varieties of peppers.
No, that's too hard. Okay, the ahi cherapita. I'm going to give you a little history. The ahi cherapita is native to Peru. Okay, this mother is hot. It is really hot, but it's got this really nice, sweet ambiance to it if you can handle the heat. It is essential to the salsa and a lot of the cuisine out of Peru. Most expensive pepper in the world. I will send you this whole packet. Type in Peru, Peru. It's $9.49 according to my computer. We'll do this to $9.51. Peru. 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 Is that it? How many of you cook Latin American food or make salsa that you think this would be good in? Peru and Charlie's hat if I win. You gonna give up your hat, Charlie?
No.
No, he's not gonna give up his hat. You know why he's wearing that, right? It's not cold in here. You waiting for me to tell about your secret, honey? He's got this little bald spot on top of his head. He's very sensitive about it, but I think it's sexy. He's hiding it from y'all. Okay. Let's see. How many Perus do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, God, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It does not, Charlie. Okay, 8, Charlie.
Oh, we still got 8. It says 3.
3 again?
Yeah, you want me to hit the number again?
Yeah, Nikki, shoot. You hit again.
We're gonna hit it again. 5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. The same 2 people keep winning. Okay, I'm going to Adrian, Nikki, and hit it one more time, honey.
Three.
No, not. It can't be
already
3.
did
It
it
can't
three,
be
right?
5.
4.
4. Let's see if it's a new winner. 1, 2, 3. This is Suzanne. Okay, y'all, I'm going to break a couple of these packets up so you'll get just a few seeds. But again, send me an email, Adrienne, Nikki, and Suzanne Golay, and tell me that you got the Charapita seeds, and I'll break the packages up. To be fair, right? Yeah, that's crazy, Adrian. All these same people keep coming up. Okay, we still got a few more. Y'all want a few more chances? Here's something I'm always preaching not to do. Don't forget to label. I didn't label these, so I have no idea what that is. Do they come with Pepto-Bismol? Okay. Oh. I'll probably only give you like 3 to 5 seeds of these. These are, I'm diabetic, and last year I grew a couple of different kinds of bitter melon. This is bitter melon. Robert cracks me up. This is bitter melon, and if I ate it once a week, my blood sugars were under control. It was amazing. So if you want a chance for 3 to 5 bitter melon seeds, type in BM. That's in bowel movement, but BM. It's 9:54 according to my computer. Let's give you to 9:56. BM for bitter melon. I do have to warn you, it is a climbing vine, so you're going to need a trellis. You're going to need a trellis for this to really do a lot. I'm trying, Gary. I'm trying to make people laugh. BM, BM, BM. Hey, Gwen, welcome, welcome. I've discovered several ways of cooking the bitter melon that's quite good. There's a curry I make. There's a Chinese version that's actually stuffed and steamed. I've been chopping them into dal. That's DAHL. It's a lentil type soup. I do that with my snake gourd too. Hey, GT, welcome, welcome. Okay, there we go. Okay, contest closed for BM. Who needs a good BM, huh? Let's see. What gives a headache, Charlie?
My head getting cold.
Oh. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. 7, Charlie. Generate a number for me.
6.
6. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Peter North. Congratulations, Peter. Remember, you need to send an email to lbolivar@bellsouth.net. Put your chat name and your real name and your mailing address. And tell me what you won, or I won't remember. Let's see, what else do we have here that's interesting? I've got a couple of Berberay. That's cool. Oh. Two more giveaways, actually 3. 3 more, and then we're out of here, okay? I grew 5 varieties of Scotch bonnet this year. The seeds originated from Refining Fire Chili's Jim Duffy, who his seed is a little pricey. It's like 10 seeds for $5, but they germinate well and they're good quality peppers. And then I got some Scotch bonnets from Humble Servant Homestead, and they are the real Jamaican squishy, what do you call that hat? Tam o' Sham Scotch bonnet. So there's no telling. I just mixed the seed from it. So there's no telling which or what. But if you enjoy Jamaican food, it might be fun. I mean, if I send you 5 to 8 seeds, you may have 5 different plant types of Scotch bonnet in it. So if you want a chance of this, it's $9.59. Let's do to 10:02. Type in Scotch, SCOTCH. Oh, there are a lot more than 5 varieties, Suzanne. Yeah, I did orange and there's orange, red, and yellow varieties. There's some that look more like a habanero, but are definitely Scotch bonnets with that tropical essence to them. And the original ones are kind of mushed up like a mushroom cap. I do a lot of Jamaican food. Hey, Zach, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Coming up on 10:01. Lots of new people coming in. I want to welcome everyone who's coming in. You you caught the end of the broadcast when we do giveaways, and we were kind of intense and serious the first part of the broadcast, talking about conspiracy theory, chicken feed, and asking the authorities coming after our gardens. Okay. Does somebody if someone's giving their seed to someone, please send me an email. Let me know who you want me to send it to and what you won. I'm not dangerous getting your personal information. I swear, I swear. All right. I'm shutting the door on the Scotch Bonnet mix. And let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone else count for me and tell me if they see 6. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Charlie, 6 numbers, random generate. Okay, I was asked how long does it take for seeds to get there? Well, that's a good question because I tend to, like it's Thursday, I tend to mail them out by Tuesday or Wednesday the following week. And is Nikki still here?
5.
5, okay. Who is number 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Mama knows best. Mama, send an email to me and tell me you won Scotch and Scotch Bonnet Peppers with I need your mailing address, and I need to know your chat name. Mama knows best, Gwen, to be able to pair you up with what you won. But I do need that email. My email is lbolivar@bellsouth.net, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Anyway, so when I send seed out, if you haven't won from me before, I do research on every seed. I tell you how to plant it, and I give you a recipe. So that takes a little time, especially if I know something about you personally, and I know what kind of food you like. I might try to find a recipe that I think will appeal to you. But again, if you don't want what you won and you want to give it to someone, let that person know and tell me, and I'm going to need a mailing address. Hey, Loop, and I've got this. Look, David won tea from me last week, a dandelion tea, and I've still got it on my desk. Everyone else's went out in the mail. I'm so sorry, David. Yeah. So there's Nikki. She says she loves the extra touch. I believe she mentioned that. You mentioned that in your mail call video, didn't you, Nikki? And Deborah too. Yeah. Yeah. What good is it giving seed to people, Robert, if you don't tell them really how it's used? Because if you're like me, you try new things and you get this produce. You're like, okay, now what do I do with it, right? Okay. Last one. Oh, no, there's 2 more. I fell in love with this pepper. It's a Middle Eastern pepper. It's called Turkish Kardula. It's about that big, and when it's mature, it's red. It's kind of a wedge shape. It's not. it's about approaches the heat of a jalapeno, but it's got a really unique, smoky flavor. And I had picked some, and I was making dal, which I do every couple of weeks. And it's the only pepper I really had right there in the kitchen at that time. And I chopped it up and put it in the dal. And now I'm in love with the pepper. I mean, the dal doesn't taste right to me anymore without the cardula in it. So it'd be good in soup, stews, chopped into meat as a stuffing. And if you want to, and it's prolific too, if you want a chance at a cardula pepper seed, type in turkey. It is 10:05. It was 10:06. So let's give this till my computer says it's 10:08. Type in turkey, Turkey, for about between 5 and 10 cardula seeds. And I love it. And like this year, it's because of this pepper that I decided to try to find peppers from the Middle East and kind of focus on different varieties from the Middle East this year. So I'm doing things from Syria, Turkey, I should say Islamic countries. I really need to find some from Afghanistan. But what other countries have we done, Charlie? Azerbaijan, Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco. I've got peppers from all these areas I'll be planting this year. I love Middle Eastern food too, but it's so diverse, Adrian. From Morocco all the way through Iran. I'm doing Iranian cherry peppers and paprikas and Aleppo peppers and Syrian and absolutely amazing. I can't wait to try them all. Turkey pot pie sounds lovely. Who watches that Azerbaijani lady cook, the country vlog? She did how to do shawarma, chicken shawarma this week. And she used a lot of they use pimento and actually a pepper that looked like the cardula in it. Yeah, I love her too, Deborah. She's really good. I told her she needs to put a cookbook together, and I offered to edit it for her. Belt loop, is it hot? It depends on what you call hot. Are jalapenos hot to you? Because it's about the same level as a jalapeno. If you want your name just type in turkey, and I'll put you in the loop. If you can handle a jalapeno heat. Okay, so I am going to look at turkey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, my dyslexia gets me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, Charlie. Between 1 and 10.
Ten.
10. So who's the last one to mention it? Good night, Bougie. I'm about to sign off. I'm going to be, the last giveaway is going to be milkweed seeds. Okay, number 10 was Mike. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Okay, so I have milkweed seed. It does the pods, the traditional pods that are basically grown all over the United States from like mid-Georgia north. This is what the monarch butterfly find absolutely essential that their larvae needs to eat. So, the monarchs have been put on the endangered species list. So if you want to support the monarchs that fly through your yard on their migration, then you'll plant this. It is a perennial, and you need to put them in a part of the yard that you don't mind it taking over, because it does take over. The pods are edible when they're young. I'll do a video on that later this year, after I've tried it and see if it kills me. Suzanne, there's all sorts of milkweed, all different species of milkweed out there. This is a specific variety of milkweed that the monarch needs. Okay? I'll get the scientific name for you. It is not the it's not the milkweed that has the yellow and red on it. It's pink. I'm going to cut and paste because I don't. There's a reason I didn't do broadcast journalism, because I can't speak. This is this species. Go ahead and Google that. Okay, type in milkweed if you want some of these milkweed seeds. It's 10:12 according to my computer. We're going to do it to 10 when it flips over to 10:14, because I don't know how far into 10:12 we are. Milkweed. Mike, I think the monarch go all the way up into Canada, don't they? Okay, Suzanne, it's the cute little pink flowers and they smell wonderful. And I read this year, after all my milkweed had already bloomed, that you can eat the pods when they're small. So I'll try it, and if I survive it, then I'll do, I'll post it this coming year. All right. Let's see. How many milkweeds do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I don't survive, Adrian, say something nice about me, okay? Okay, 5. Charlie, last one. Boy, is it raining out there. Again, this
5.
takes
5.
5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adrian's getting milkweed. All right, so that 6 if you add Peter. Okay, from 1 to 6. I'm sorry, Adrian. From 1 to 6. Five again?
3.
3.
It likes 3.
It likes 3. One, 2. Where's the first milkweed? 1, 2, 3. Ha ha! Robert, Homestead Aquarius. So that's quite a bit of giveaways. It might take me a little bit longer to do the mail out because I've got so much to look up and print out for you. It was me, Dark Lord Matt. Was it Dark Lord or was it Mike? Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm so confused. Who is number 5, y'all? One, two. Three. I'm so confused. Someone else. Okay, it is Adrian. Yeah, Gail, send it to me on Messenger. You still have me on Messenger, right? Okay, it was Adrian. Okay. So that was okay, yeah, Gail, go. I've got Messenger up on my tab bar if you want to go ahead and send me your phone number. We do need to touch base. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I had a good time. It was a serious subject. I hope I gave you food for thought. Look into what your local ordinances are. Enjoy your civil disobedience anyway. And let's not let the authorities take our right to feed ourselves away from us. Make sure you buy heirloom seeds. Learn how to save your seed from year to year. Trade, do seed swaps to keep your diversity going. Just send her one of everything, Deborah. Okay, Mama. Yeah, I saw your email just drop. You're the only one to send the email, or it's the only email to get to me so far tonight. In 2 weeks, the third Thursday is what day is that, y'all? The 16th of February. What I would like to do, and I've sent an invitation to someone that I want to be a guest speaker. And I want to talk about solitary beekeeping. Yeah, 16th. Native bees. You know, the honeybee is not native to the Americas. Native bees, these are your super pollinators. I've got videos out there on how to build a bee habitat, and I talk about how important they are. But the guy that I buy my bees from, and my students who actually take my classes get 15% off on the bees if they decide to order them. Now's the time. I sent him an email inviting him to come on as a guest. We'll see if he doesn't. If he doesn't, then it'll just be me talking to you. But I might have one drawing for someone to win some bees. Your city banned everything. Your city banned everything what? Yeah, so we'll talk about solitary bees and how important they are, and how to invite them into your space, where to order them. As soon as I can figure out how to do my classes online for paying customers, I'll do that. If anyone has a suggestion on how to set something like that up, I'm open to suggestion. Send me an email. And that way I can give discount codes for some of the things that I teach. Mike says the city is banned. What do you mean by no birds? Wow. Bird flu is an excuse. You mean chickens? Chickens and ducks? No, chickens, ducks, turkeys, guinea fowl, quail. We need to fight that, Mike. Contact Sierra Club. See if they'll send some activists in. Yeah, we need to fight that. Yeah, get this Sierra Club involved in that, Mike. Ask them for an attorney and see if there's people in your area that want to sign on to it. Usually they won't charge you. You know, the Sierra Club will sponsor it. Yep, he who controls the food controls the people. And it's very true. You get hungry, you'll do just about anything to be able to feed yourself, right? I'm sorry to see that. Okay, so we don't get bogged down for another hour. Everyone have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you in 2 weeks. Please remember to share my videos and watch my other content. Look for some funny shorts I've got coming out in the next week. And I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoyed you. So until next time, see ya.